My name is Tony Lau and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will go through some basic Feng Shui, how to determine the 9th sector of your home and which one do we need to pay extra attention to. Whether it's for health, generate more wealth, keep the bad stuff out, or build relationship. As a general reminder, hit the like button for some good luck today. It would greatly help the channel too with the YouTube algorithm. So I was down to 50-50 chance in this gacha game I was playing. Fortunately, I hit the like button that day before I rolled, and I got the character I wanted. True story. So let's start from the very basic, the origin of the Bagua. That's what we use to describe the core of the universe. At the very core, we have Taichi. It's the same name as most exercise you see people do at the park by elderly Asians. From Taichi, we can break it down to two forms called Yin and Yang. And these two forms further develop into what we call the four phenomena. We have the lesser Yin and the greater Yin, the lesser Yang and the greater Yang. And we all know about the Yang after the Yang Gang movement. From the four phenomena, they develop into an 8 Trigram. So the 8 Trigram goes in this order: Tran, Kun, Zhen, Shun, Xin, Li, Kun, Dui. 8 of them. They're actually legit characters in the ASCII code too. If you look up Trigram for heaven, you can find all 8 of them in your system. And so the Trigram characters are so widely used that it's embedded into your computer system. You can actually type these out from your computer. For example, key, the 3 dashes, you can actually type them out in your computer. It's also common among Feng Shui professionals to refer houses that faces a certain direction using the 8 Trigram references. We call a house that faces south a Qian House, or a Li House that faces east, or a Zhen House that faces the northwest, so on, so on. And from these 8 trigrams, they multiply into 64 hexagrams, which we won't get into at this basic level. Now you may notice there's only 8 trigrams. How do we fit into 9 sector? Why don't we draw it out? Now we have a house here. Okay, so let's assume this faces south. So we start from the northwest corner. We have Qi. In the north, we have Kan. Northeast, we have Zhen. East, we have Shen. Southeast, we have Shun. In the south, we have Li. Southwest, we have Kun. And finally, we have Dui. There's the 8 trigram. So what goes in the center? In the center, we use what we call the prone direction and put it in the center. In this case, we're facing south. Our prone position is going to be Kan, which is what I put in the center. From here, we can determine the meaning of each sector. Now, this might look a little bit like Morse code to you, but it will all make sense once I go through how to determine each of the sectors. We do that by making comparison with each of the other sectors using the prone position. So we analyze it by looking at the top, the middle, and the bottom. If each of these are equal, then we call it the prone, which is this sector. If each of the sector are equal, we call it the prone. For this very top south sector, you may notice each of the grams are slightly different than this center one. So like you got the 2 dash here and you got the single dash. 2 dash in the middle, and bottom you have the single dash and the 2 dash. So all of these are different. And this is the same. It's like binary. If they're all different, what do we call it? We call this the life sector. If everything is different. Now if like the middle and the bottom are equal and the top changes, we call that the energy sector, which is this top corner. You got this different, same. This is the energy sector. Next, we want to find the sky doctor sector, which is the wealth sector, which I call it the wealth sector. The sky doctor only differences in the middle and the bottom, which is this one here in the east sector. See, this is the same, different. This is the sky doctor. Now the 5 ghost spot I talk about a lot in this channel is the bad spot in the house. We can look at by looking at the trigram that's different in the top and the middle. And that's this sector in the southeast. So this is different. This is different. And this is the same. So it's only different in the top and the middle. We call this the 5 ghost spot. Now, what about the top and the bottom changes? We call it the 6 spirit spot, which is also known as the relationship spot. This is probably one of the most important spots if you're still single or have a lack of friend or bad relations with people. You want to develop better relationship with your coworker, then this is probably one of the most important sector in the house. We can find that by this sector. You see, like in the northwest, it's different, it's the same, it's different at the bottom. The 6 spirit sector. Now, only the middle change, we call it the desperate sector, which is this one at the top right in the southeast. That's the same, different, same. We call it the desperate sector. It might sound bad, but I'll go through it in a bit. It's actually not as bad as it sounds. Finally, we only have one left. And this is the same, different. Only the bottom changes in this west sector, the scourge. I'll put the text on the video so you see it. Now that we found all 9 sectors, what do they all mean? Let's go take a look again. In terms of Feng Shui, you can pretty much ignore energy, life, desperate, and scourge. They're what we call average spot, meaning nothing too good or nothing too bad for us to worry about. It's just gonna be a waste of energy to do something about these sectors. So I usually recommend people focus on these other 4 sectors that are more severe and impactful to your life. So for example, the prone spot, that represents the overall health at home. I usually recommend you to put like a white river rock in there, depending on how your house is structured, but it could be a case-by-case scenario. But generally, that spot represents the overall health of the home. So you want to really focus on that because health is important to all of us. And then Sky Doctor represents wealth and prosperity. How much money you make is directly correlated to this very sector and it's determined by what's in the sector. Do you have a bathroom there? Do you sleep there? Do you have a kitchen there? Everything that appears in this sector can affect the well-being of your wealth. We usually recommend some wealth boosting item like a piggy bank or a big leaf plant in this sector. So this sector, money in this sector. Sorry, that's green. Next we have the 5 ghost spot. The 5 ghosts is important. I even make a couple of videos about it in the past and mentioned it. So check them out if you haven't seen them before. The 5 ghosts represent everything that's bad. Sickness, loss of wealth are both common effect from this very sector. We can attribute everything bad that happened to you to this sector one way or another if something's going on in your life. That's the skeleton. Lastly, we have the six spirit spot, represent relationship. The outcome of your human interaction is directly correlated to this sector, whether for business, for friend, co-worker, family, love, or dating as well. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing or comment down below if you have any question. I check my comments regularly. Also check out my Facebook and Instagram. I post that regularly. And check out these videos if you haven't seen them before. Stay tuned for the coming week. I will go through more topic of Feng Shui. There's a lot to cover. So until next time.